I'm going to be arranging our faux Mediterranean arrangement, and this is the deluxe size. So a really lovely, full, abundant, massive, beautiful greens. We've got the really dusty like olive as a kind of lovely base, and then the kind of delicate white florals to go inside. And then I'm arranging it in our Suffolk vase, which is kind of 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres with a neck opening of 12 centimetres. And this is one that I designed myself, so it is lovely to be able to use it today to arrange this in with you guys. Now, first off, I'm going to pop our foliage in just to give the florals a really nice structure to kind of sit within. So 2 popular stems are going in first, and I'm just going to bend these down just so that this starts to feel a bit more in contact with the vase. Same on the other side. Just to give it a bit of width, a bit of height. And these stems are so abundant that you could just leave those in it and it just looks really effective. And then the dusty kind of grey, greeny olive stems are so realistic, even with real olives on. Not real olives, they honestly look so real, it's unbelievable. Yeah, and I'm just bending these out so that the branches have a bit more width to them. Something kind of like that. And then I'm going to be bending these down and kind of just nestling them throughout that vase. One of them a bit shorter at the front there, just so you get different kind of heights. And this one around about there. And at this point, it's quite important to stand back and just make sure that you're happy with the shape that you've created and the size. And I would recommend kind of putting this in situ when you create it so that you've got an idea of scale, you know, if it's going to be on your dining table or a console or sideboard, make it there. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that kind of shape and size. And then kind of my rule of thumb is anything foliagey first, and then we start with biggest flowers and then work our way down. And I would consider the limonium to be in the foliage category. So again, just fanning these branches out, and they have a very delicate kind of white tone to them. And I think I might leave this one at full height. Maybe bend it down just a touch. Like so. And it just gives a really nice fleck of that white and just adds lots of texture. And I really just love this combination on its own as well. If you're a big fan of your greens and foliage. And then this last one I'm just going to have much lower down at the front. About there. And just these kind of colours and textures with each other just all, I feel, always work really nicely together. Okay, and then you could do the ranunculus or the sweet peas first. I'm actually going to do the sweet peas because although they're technically smaller, they have more flowers to them, like more white on them. So I just want to make sure that it gets kind of, it's evenly spread throughout the whole arrangement. And I really, really love these sweet peas, still one of my favourite stems. Excuse me. And then this one slightly lower. Maybe even more, almost half. And with these, because you've got the kind of 3 stems, these 2 shorter ones on the side, you can really spread them out and bend them in the direction that you want so that you don't get too much of a solid white flower. So I've got that, some over here, some over there, and then the other bit right through there. And then with my ranunculus, I'm wanting one kind of here and maybe the other one over there. So this one needs to be a lot shorter. Yeah, probably about there. And again, you can bend these lovely buds out, just make it feel even more realistic. And I'm going to have the other one much higher. I might leave this one at full height. I think I find it easier to pop these ones in, the ranunculus, towards the end actually, because they're quite a heavy stem. They tend to kind of move because of their weight. So all the other stems are doing a great job of kind of supporting it. Just going to pull that head towards us a little bit so we can see it. And then last but by no means least, because this really does add the finishing touch for me, is the wax flower, just a really delicate white flower with very realistic foliage. I'm just going to kind of, I guess, nestle it in throughout all the other stems. It might be too high. I'm just going to come around and have a look. No, I quite like it actually. And then the other one, this last one, I just want to come through this front bit. Something like that. Yeah, and I'm just going to completely stand back, make sure that I'm happy with it, which I am. And that is it. Very, very large and abundant summer Mediterranean arrangement, and that's the deluxe size. I hope you enjoyed watching and see you again soon.